Hello my friends, Gabriel here. Welcome to another video, and today we're gonna talk about the Samsung Galaxy S7. This is the regular S7, not the S7 Edge, which I honestly don't like. I didn't enjoy my experience with the S6 Edge Plus, mainly due to the curved screen, which for me doesn't bring any real benefits in real life. And so after selling my Sony Xperia Z5, I decided to purchase the regular S7 that you can see right here. This is the Gold variant, and this is also the Exynos 8890 variant with the Mali T880 GPU inside, the 32GB model with 4GB of RAM, and I've been using the device for almost 2 weeks, so I think that this is a good enough period for me to let you know what I think about the S7. Coming from the Sony Xperia Z5, I did discover some new interesting things compared to the Z5, but I also kind of missed and still miss some things from the Sony Xperia Z5. So let's proceed with the bad things about the S7, the things that I don't really like and I don't really enjoy about this device. First of all, don't get me wrong about the display. Although this is a Super AMOLED 5.1 inch display in diagonal with QHD resolution, the fact that it's AMOLED, for me it's a big problem, mainly because of the screen burn-in effect that this technology, let's say it, tends to favor it. What does that mean is that the pixels on your still images, let's say on this widget for example, will eventually burn in on the screen and remain embedded on the screen, which for me it's a big problem because I had it with my Note 3, Note 4, Note 5, and also with the Nexus 6 from Motorola. The other thing that I don't like is the camera, which coming from the Sony Xperia Z5, in my honest opinion, I consider to be at best, let's say, mediocre. This is my honest opinion about this camera so far, and trust me, I did test it. You know me, if you follow me on Facebook especially, you know that I post a lot of pictures with my gadgets. So it didn't convince me. It's very good during daylight in natural lighting, but in low light and at night this camera doesn't impress me at all. And the same story goes for the video recording abilities. 12 megapixel camera with OIS. Again, I don't understand why Samsung has decided to go to 12 megapixels, considering that the previous generation had 16 megapixel modules, but it's their decision. If Apple did it, they had to do it too, as usual. And the only good thing about this camera is the good dynamic range and also the focus, the autofocus, which is very fast and very reliable. We have a 1.7 aperture sensor inside, but it disappoints me a lot when it comes to nighttime photos and also videos. So to me this is a bad point, and my honest opinion is that the Sony Xperia Z5 as an overall camera still performs a lot better than the Samsung Galaxy S7. But this may be due to a software problem, so hopefully with a new software update in the coming future this camera will become indeed excellent, or as I've seen on YouTube and internet, a lot of reviewers, it will be the best camera around. Another thing that I didn't like on the display is the fact that it's somewhat unresponsive especially in this area right here. For some reason, from the middle of the screen to the bottom, the screen is not as responsive as on the topper part. I don't get it why, but I did notice this from the first time that I took the smartphone out of the box. Maybe, again, it's a software issue. Hopefully it's not a hardware issue and I don't have a faulty device, but I did notice it, and I actually notice it every single day, especially when I use the keyboard to write things, to do a search and so on. In terms of the positive things, well, pretty much everything else about this device. We have IP68 water and dust resistance. The micro SD card has made a return on the Galaxy S7. Also, battery life has been excellent so far. We have a 3000 mAh battery inside right now, compared to the 2520 mAh battery inside the X6 that it was on the previous generation. And I usually get at least 6 hours of screen on time with 1 day and a half of battery. So in my honest opinion, it's a very good battery inside the S7. Could have been better, but keep in mind that this is a QHD resolution display. So don't get too high on hopes. The good part, it supports fast charging with included charger, and also it supports wireless charging and fast wireless charging. So in approximately 1 hour and 20 minutes you're gonna get a full charge from 0 to 100%. Take notice that when using wireless charging, the device will heat up, but that's basically one of the 2 times that this device actually overheats: when you charge it wirelessly and when you take 4K videos. Other than that, it runs perfectly cool, and I had no issues so far in terms of overheating with the S7. In terms of performance, again, I did notice that sometimes the device slows down a bit. To me, it's incredible how it's possible that with such powerful hardware in 2016 we still have on Samsung devices, at least we still have some micro lag, some lag, and some slowdowns in animations. It occurs rarely, but I did notice it, and thus I am mentioning it to you. Otherwise, in terms of performance, I had no issues so far. Everything loads fast, works flawlessly. I had no random reboots, no freezings, and any of those crazy things that occur to me on other devices. So in terms of benchmarks, in Antutu I got 131,000 points with my S7, which, if you're into synthetic benchmarks, that's a very good result. Gameplay is excellent on the device. No stuttering, fluid gameplay, no dropped frames, so everything is okay. And TouchWiz has basically remained the same. That's why I always use a custom launcher. This one is called Go Launcher, and you can get it for free in the Play Store. Nothing else to say about the S7. It's a really nice device. It fits very well in the hand. I don't have problems with it. I don't know, trying to slip off my hands. I've seen a lot of YouTubers complaining that it's a very slippery device and so on. You know something, go out, buy a cover, and the problem is solved. So enough with these trends. It is a fingerprint and dust magnet, so you always need to have a cleaning cloth with you and constantly clean it. But this is the advantage of having a glass with metal device. Hopefully Samsung will start with the next generation and bring metal instead of this glass that you can see on the back. Excellent device, but not the best if you ask me. If you're my honest opinion, I've seen better. I don't know why so many YouTubers out there review it as the best device ever manufactured, as the best smartphone, period, and so on. I think that's a bold claim that has no ground to it. I honestly don't get it why they are saying some things like this. To me, it's not the best device. It certainly isn't the best camera that I've seen on a device, even on a Samsung device. But everyone has an opinion. I'm only trying to give you my opinion as a real user, as a person who buys his devices from his own pocket. It's a bit expensive if you ask me. Right here where I live, it's about 750 euros at this point. And the competition, the LG G5, is selling a lot cheaper, about 200 euros cheaper than this one. The HTC 10 is out, another great competitor for the S7. The Huawei P9 is out also. So there's a lot of competition for the S7 to check out, and why not? Maybe in the next coming weeks I'm gonna buy the HTC 10 to see it, because it's been a while since I've used an HTC device, and I was a big HTC fan. The S7, for what it's worth, is a good device, but as I said, in my honest opinion, not the best on the market, not the best out there, and it still is plagued with a couple of the same Samsung issues, such as the lag. This is it. Thank you for watching, and as always, be safe, be good. Your friend Gabriel sign out. Peace.